Hi, everybody. Welcome to the School of Human Services March school meeting. We will not be meeting face-to-face this month. I'm going to be out of town on Friday, and so I thought I would just go ahead and share the information with you now. And certainly, as always, if you have any questions, stop by and see me, send me an email, give me a call. But well, let's jump in. You in our Google Classroom should have minutes from our February 5th meeting, and please do take a look at those. Let me know if there's any corrections that need to be made. Our March birthdays, Amanda Hockenberry her birthday is in March. Ekwe, one of our new student workers working beside Mary Jo in room 137 of education, his birthday is this month. Ben Tacey, Jay Mahoney, and Beth Newcomb, happy birthday to each of you. No cake, sorry. You'll have to come by, or somebody will have to bring one by later. Board of Governors updates. On the agenda, there's a link to the minutes from the last meeting in February, excuse me. And likewise with Faculty Senate, there's a link on the agenda that will take you to the Senate materials for this March. We do have both Board of Governors meeting and a Senate meeting this month, so the March Board of Governors meeting isn't until the 29th, and the Faculty Senate meeting is March 11th. So again, you can look on the agenda, and that gives you some times and locations for those. I'll jump into a few informational items for this month. Let's start with the budget. So we still don't know for sure where we are with state appropriations. So that is a big question mark out there. We also still do not know where we are in relation to our request for $500,000 in operating funds for the Advanced Technology Center. Certainly, if you have connections with the legislature or with the governor, we need all the help we can get. Should we not receive the $500,000, and should we receive a 6.5% state appropriation cut, that would be very difficult for the institution to absorb, and I'm afraid it would mean that we would have to look at figuring out what to do with personnel in some cases. It also would mean that we would probably not open the Advanced Technology Center, or at least not all of it. However, we'll hope for the best that even if at least if they don't have the 6.5% cut, I believe we've got a budget that could balance without that 6.5% cut. But obviously, we would like to not have the cut and to have the $500,000 operating costs, and that would give us some breathing room and some relief from the cuts that we've been having over the past few years. Certainly, we would like to avoid austerity measures and to be able to move forward in a positive, balanced budget way. So that's kind of what I have for you related to the budget as I know it right now. If there are further updates, certainly I'll let you know. I mentioned the Advanced Technology Center. Things are moving forward there. I think they're hoping to be substantially complete with that in either March or April. Should we get funding, or at least not get cut, then we would try to open up this fall with both the workforce programs and health career programs moving out to the ATC. In either case, it looks like we're going to terminate our lease at Veterans Square, which leaves a question mark for the Applied Design program. And hopefully, as plans move forward, we move out to the ATC with both workforce and health careers, and that brings Applied Design onto the Locust Avenue campus. But money creates lots of headaches related to trying to figure things out when you don't know if you have it or not. So that's kind of where we are so far. I have included a handout in the Google Classroom for the math classes starting in fall. Pierpont will be moving to a different prefix, just MTH rather than MATH. And there are some guidelines for how to advise students going into different math classes. I'd recommend you take a look at those. Jennifer Ellison and Linda King have been very helpful. And in fact, we're planning to come to our school meeting this month to give some explanation and to answer questions, but I'm sure they would be happy to hear from you. So if you look at that handout and you have questions, give them a call or shoot them an email, and I'm sure they'll help. I would like I think all of you are aware, but we do have Pierpont Open House. That is on April 9th. And it's going to be the same format that we had in the fall. So there will be a fair where, an open house where folks will come in and we'll have our different tables and so forth. There's a break, and then we are planning to have interactive sessions. So we've got some time here. I'd like for each department to be thinking about what you might like to do with your interactive session. So that, hopefully would include maybe some sort of hands-on activity or some sort of something to allow students to engage a little bit with the program. Certainly maybe some facility type tour or something along those lines. Applied design folks, EMS folks certainly plan to do something on the Locust Avenue campus if you would like. Or if you would also like, we could arrange to have something brought to you at your location in the afternoon. But the interactive session right now is scheduled from 11:30 to 12:30. The actual fair is kind of 9:30 to 10:30, I think, with that hour in between for kind of setup and allow students to matriculate over to your areas. I have also included handout or kind of a poster and postcard from Memory Dobbs related to it. So if you have questions, refer to that or email Memory and she can give you some more information. But do be please thinking about what we might do with our students once they're here and for that interactive session. Let's see here, Blackboard versus Moodle. I think institutionally, the idea is to move from Blackboard to Moodle. However, we cannot institutionally handle Harmony. Our one main person cannot handle moving everybody over at one time. So I think what they're trying to do is allow courses and programs to move over gradually. I have included a link on the agenda for you to go in and do a Moodle survey. It's like 3 questions. It'll take you 30 seconds, but it will allow you to self-identify if you're interested in moving into Moodle. Now, if we have people that are doing online programming or new classes or perhaps new adjuncts, the recommendation would be to start them in Moodle versus starting in a Blackboard and moving it later. So if you have some new piece of that, you're developing a new course or we have a new faculty or something, then encourage the use of Moodle for those so that we don't have to transition that later. Let's see, another link that I provided there, Susan Koffeneffer, I think, has used this in some of her classes, but it's something I think we're going to use to help augment career services and professionalism and prep for internships, those types of things. I really encourage you to go onto this site. It's called studentlingo.com. Again, the link is on the agenda, and so grab that and put it in your browser and see what you think. Those that have looked at it feel that it, I think, is pretty helpful, and there's different modules that we could bring in more if we're interested. So do check that out, please. I included some enrollment picture numbers where we stand this week. Our enrollment numbers as of February 21st, I guess so last week, showed that our admits were up about 6.38%. So that's a good sign. We're trending around 6% of new admits. So that's encouraging, and that also helps the budget picture because currently we are at least from a budget standpoint, planning for a 3% enrollment decline. So should that not happen and we have either flat enrollment or positive enrollment, that certainly helps our financial picture and would be a great benefit to the institution. Let's see, some upcoming dates to be aware. Friday, March 4th, 11 to 3 o'clock out at the Robert Mollahan Building. Senator Manchin is hosting a job fair, and I would encourage you and your students to take a look at that and see if there is some benefit to them going out. Again, there's in our Google Classroom, there's a flyer for that and some information, and I can get you more information if that's not sufficient, but do check that out. Pierpont Pride Week will be coming up next week. So that's Pierpont Pride Week will be March 7th through the 11th. Bo Sellers had been looking to maybe feature some programs. He may have all those identified, but if you're interested in featuring your program, you may shoot Bo an email and he might still have some need there. So feel free to do that independently. I do want to point your attention to Thursday, March the 10th, and that is our official Pierpont Pride Day. And so there's a little pizza party that happens for students and faculty, anybody that wants to attend around lunchtime. And more specifically, I would point you to then 12:30. At 12:30, we will have the portrait unveiling of Dr. Doreen Larson, our second president of Pierpont, and that's always an important ceremony to celebrate our past presidents. You've seen Blair Montgomery's portrait, no doubt, in Hardway, and so we'll be unveiling the portrait for Doreen Larson on Thursday, March the 10th. I believe all those activities will happen in the flex space of Hardway Hall. So on the main floor of Hardway, right across from Leslie Lovett's office and Dale Bradley's office. So do plan to attend that. Pizza there at noontime, and then the portrait unveiling at 12:30. Let's see, I mentioned Faculty Senate. March spring break is coming up, not next week, but the week after. And so we'll hope all of you will be able to get some rest and relaxation and rejuvenate to finish out the rest of the semester strong. Those of you that are doing any type of distance learning, if you have not completed Quality Matters training, you will need to do so immediately. And so I know that we do have a few adjuncts that are teaching online and that need that training. Any of our full-time faculty that are teaching online or have an interest in teaching online, I want to encourage you to go through the Quality Matters training. There is the initial Quality Matters training, applying the rubric, and I've included that on your agenda, but I will need to hear from you right away. Just an email to me saying, hey, I want to do the training. The next one, training is not here on campus, but down at Bridge Valley in South Charleston on April the, March 25th. March 25th is the next training. It's only $25, so it's very worthwhile. I'll actually pick up the $25. It won't cost you anything. But if you are teaching online, we definitely need you to go through Quality Matters training. So if that one doesn't work, let me know. Let's get you into the next session. Let's see. I think that concludes everything that I have. I hope your week is going well, and sorry we won't have the face-to-face meeting. If you have any issues, certainly, as I say, stop by or shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to talk with you. I'll be out Friday, but should be here most of the rest of the week, and we'll be here next week. So until then, have great classes, keep doing the great work that you're doing, and thank you. I really appreciate you. I'll see you soon.